Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the 2099 books. You got Punisher 2099, Conan 2099. These are both issue ones, but they're both technically just one shots. Last week they had 2099 Alpha and Fantastic Four 2099. This week, these are the two deliverances for the 2099 universe. I'm going to tell you 5 things about the first book, Conan the Barbarian. First, I'm just going to give you a little bit about the Punisher. As far as the Punisher is concerned, this was a trick. This was a big trick, but it was good. I liked this. Let me just go over to the page where the stuff is. You can see who was involved in the book, all right, for yourself. This was not the greatest book that I've read, but this was fun. Here's the trick. If you've never read the original Punisher 2099 series back in the early 90s, you're not going to get anything. Like, this is just, it's an okay book. It's pretty cool. I don't think you're going to hate it. It's going to be like, okay, yeah, that was interesting. But if you did read that series, reading this is going to make you go, oh, they did that. Oh, I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, interesting. Wow. Where it goes from this, or from here, if it does at all, cool. But that being said, fun. Let's talk about the next book, Conan the Barbarian. Boom. Here's the people who were involved in that. For crying out loud. Yeah, this was a really good one. I generally like this. Look, I can make fun of it all day long with it. That's not Conan. That's Thundar the Barbarian. Darn it. Another Jack Kirby creation. This was very different. All things being what they are. Actually, he didn't create the character, Thundar the Barbarian, but he did work on the cartoon. Anyway, go check out my Jack Kirby. I did 4 parts on that like 3 years ago. Anyway, basically, yeah, this continues kind of off the Kulan Gath storyline. That's one of the things in here. That is interesting because the Savage Avengers book, right? He's just traveling the timeline. Well, this one is a particular conundrum because we've already established that the 2099 universe is the actual Marvel Earth 616 future. But it's a possible future. Either way, whatever happens in the Marvel 2016 timeline directly affects the 2099, the year 2099 stuff. Because there's no real, well, I guess there could be a what if for it, but like the 616 future is the 2099 timeline, as opposed to a potential future. No, that actually is. So they are directly related to each other, as opposed to, oh yeah, well, if something happens, it could change that or whatever. No. Very different. Okay, interesting. So for right now, it looks like Conan could potentially go into the future, 2099, but not necessarily. So yeah, read the comic book, you'll understand. Number 2 would be the idea of King Conan. He is still King Conan. His destiny still matters. Conan was destined to be a king. Where was he supposed to be a king? Maybe it's not in Aquilonia. Maybe it's actually here in Nuevo York in 2099. Who knows? But for right now, that is what is happening. Okay, was not expecting that, but I definitely enjoyed it. Interesting. I love when we have a new take on prophecy. Oh, and there's a prophecy in here, right? In fact, that's one of the things I want to talk about is the prophecy. See, Morgan Le Fay cursed Conan, and that was a very interesting curse. And the way that it happened, you have to read the comic book to understand, because me spoiling it for you is not going to do it justice. They come across each other. Conan owes a debt to somebody. So he's ready to turn her in. He's ready to turn Morgan in order to, appease this other person. You're gonna smile when you see it, all right? Especially considering this is the year 2099, mind you. She curses him. It's a hell of a curse. And then there's a prophecy put with that also. And Conan, sometimes some Marvel writers don't write him as smart as he actually is, as cunning as he actually is. Yeah, not with this case. Jerry Duggan is doing a hell of a job with Conan right now. Wow. So finally, let's just get to the idea of Conan using a Nova Corps helmet. I can't understand why James Gunn has a problem with the design of the Nova Corps helmet. It could look like this as opposed to what it looked like when Richard Rider was first created, right? It could just look like this. I liked this a lot. This was a hell of a story. Seeing Conan at the end of this book just walking off into the sunset, so to speak, that just gives me chills. Yeah, I kind of want to see this. This is the actual Conan. It's not some other character who's supposed to, he's kind of like Conan, but, in the future. No, this is actually Conan. And I like this. I generally like this a lot. I think that you guys might also, if you're a Conan fan, let go of the idea this is a freaking Thunder the Barbarian sword. Let go of the idea that he's in the future. It's like, oh, what are they doing with these characters? Just sit back and enjoy a pretty good story, because there's a whole bunch of story that can be written after this. I honestly doubt they ever will. But that's seriously a shame, because I would love to read those. Anyway, guys, I'm done. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.